Now in our days, it's much more important to speak about the power-to-weight ratio, so the balance between the power of the car and the weight of the car. And for us in the future, it's much more important to reduce the weight because you get a better feeling, a better driving experience.
The Aventador is the first test of this new blueprint. And the National Geographic Channel has been given unique access at the Lamborghini factory to witness the creation of some of the car's first incarnations. This is Sant'Agata Bolognese, a typically picturesque town in the heart of Italy's Emilia-Romagna district. But it is in fact anything but typical, as it's home to Lamborghini, one of the world's most renowned supercar manufacturers. The factory is situated in the heart of what is known as Motor Valley in northern Italy. Sant'Agata is intrinsically linked to Lamborghini's success, according to its head of communications, Raffaello Porro.
Everybody in the world recognizes our cars come from Sant'Agata Bolognese. And so our factory is a kind of temple where people come, I can say it, pilgrimage, to visit where those cars come from.
The factory has seen many changes over the years, but its purpose has never wavered, to produce vehicles that challenge the status quo. And a largely local workforce is a vital part of that ethos.
They're coming from this region, not even from the region, they're coming from this part of Emilia. You know, we are in Emilia-Romagna, it's the Motor Valley, and this is in Emilia. So a lot of our people are not only living here, they were born here, they are here since generations, and a lot of workers we have in our factory, in our plant, are here at the second generation.
These people are Lamborghini's lifeblood. Over 400 individuals working with a singular aim, to produce high-end vehicles that consistently capture the public's imagination. In the last couple of decades, a new breed of creative and high-tech vehicle specialists has emerged. Companies such as Pagani and Koenigsegg have set their sights on toppling the most revered names in supercar engineering. Names like Lamborghini. But it's unlikely that this Italian giant will let its mantle fall without putting up a fight. An attitude embodied in the company's emblem, the Raging Bull. Partly inspired by the bravery of Spain's legendary fighting bulls, one of which showed such fearlessness in battle that it was awarded a trophy for its courage in 1993. Its name was Aventador, and almost 20 years later its legacy lives on in Lamborghini's latest model. It's Aventador's battling spirit that Lamborghini's development team must channel. In 2007, they're faced with the daunting task of creating a supercar that sets the standard for all others. Maurizio Reggiani, head of research and development, realizes that the only way of doing so is to take a step into the unknown.
We had to completely redefine the car, to start from a blank sheet of paper, and on this sheet determine, for each function, all that was needed to ensure that we'd have the best car in the world, to completely redefine what constitutes a super sports car.
To start from a completely clean slate is extremely high risk, and it's up to Reggiani to convince the board that it's the right thing to do.
This was one of the hardest things. Why? Because the project we were presenting had nothing in common with the old Murcielago, not with anything that existed in production at all. So it really meant beginning from scratch, with all the risks that come with that.
But the board decides the risk is worth taking.
At the end of the day, they understood very well, because this is, again, about what Lamborghini is all about, now, to recreate and to be always revolutionary in the approach.
The spirit of innovation is apparent in every fibre of the Aventador, as Lamborghini know that the fight to stay at the top won't be won through half measures. And nowhere is that combative approach more apparent than in their focus on lightweight construction, which they've taken to new levels with an entirely new concept for road cars: a full carbon fibre monocoque. These structures are common in racing cars, but the high cost of materials and laborious production methods have made them unavailable to supercar manufacturers, who've had to combine carbon fibre with cheaper, heavier elements, such as aluminium. That is, until now. The development team has devised a method that allows this race car technology to be mass-produced. But it requires a specialist facility that's up to the task. So in 2009, they build a whole new mega factory just down the road from the company headquarters, devoted to constructing the Aventador's unique carbon fibre body. Which, being just 147.5 kilograms, helps make the Aventador significantly lighter than the Murcielago, considerably improving the all-important power-to-weight ratio, and in turn, the handling. Lamborghini hopes that this innovation will stave off the threat by the new wave of rival companies. Lamborghini knows well what it's like to be the cocky young upstart, vying to unsettle the established names, as that's how it began almost 50 years ago. The man upsetting the status quo back then was the company's founder, Ferruccio Lamborghini. He had made a fortune from a tractor manufacturing business and used some of his money to satisfy his love of sports cars. According to Lamborghini legend, when he went to Ferrari to critique some of their parts, his views were dismissed.
He got a negative response out of some requests he had and proposals to make a better car. And so he said, I will found my own company and I will create the best super sports cars ever.
He established Automobili Lamborghini in 1963, and for the next few years he toiled furiously to achieve his goal. The cars he created were well received, but it wasn't until the launch of the iconic Miura in 1966 that Lamborghini really made its mark. The tractor maker had succeeded in breaking into the exclusive world of supercars with his bold new enterprise. Almost 50 years later, despite having joined the ranks of well-established sports car manufacturers, the company still strives to be edgy and uncompromising. As demonstrated by its approach to the area it believes will define the future of sports car engineering: lightweight carbon fibre construction. The company's relationship with carbon fibre goes back as early as the 1980s, when it created the Countach Evoluzione, a concept car which experimented with the use of composite materials. It was dreamt up by the newly formed Composites Department, whose successor has made many inroads into research and development of lightweight composite materials. And discoveries made here mean that next door, the company has been able to construct its new carbon fibre production facility. The man given this task in 2009 is Ranieri Nicoli, Industrial Director. And he must devise it completely from scratch.
So, when we design and we build this factory, we didn't have any automotive benchmark. We were the only one in the automotive business to build and to run this kind of technology.
So they have to look elsewhere for inspiration.
So we look to other sectors, for example, the aeronautic sector, then we adapt and we modify their process to a Lamborghini production system in order to build our car.
The result is 500 square meters of new production space, known as the CFK, devoted entirely to sculpting the Aventador's super lightweight monocoque. Here, 146 carbon fiber specialists toil day and night to create 4 complete monocoques every 24 hours. To achieve this target, engineers have developed a unique production system. All materials are first cut by an automated machine before being sent for preparation. The material is placed into molds and laminated in a vacuum bagging process which forces the layers into shape. Before being cured in a large pressurized oven known as an autoclave. Meanwhile, the production of other parts of the monocoque is underway. As operators fine-tune and cut more layers of carbon fiber with the assistance of precision lasers. A special oven is used to inject resin into the carbon fiber mats, which transforms them from soft sheets of cloth-like material to a strong, rigid structure. After all these processes are over, the 2 key sections are finally recognizable. The base section, known as the tub, and the roof. They're placed in an automated machine, which drills them with holes allowing for attachments to be made later. Throughout the factory, computer-controlled machines share tasks with human specialists. A partnership that's integral to the Lamborghini production process.
The main priority of our plant was to follow the Lamborghini production system. So, with a high degree of craftsmanship, high degree of skill, people, combined with a technology, with automatization process. This was the main challenge that you can also see in our plant.
Aeronautic-inspired engineering is ingrained in many aspects of the Lamborghini CFK production process, such as this stage, known as the Harmony Hammer Test. In this quality control test, an operator strikes the monocoque section with a specially designed hammer and allows it to vibrate, listening out for areas where air might be trapped in the carbon fiber shell. Once checked, the parts are ready for their union as the tub and roof are glued together, turning the monocoque into a single entity. It's essential that the 2 parts of the monocoque are exactly aligned. So workers use a robotic arm with a 3D laser attachment to check that the sections have been coupled correctly. Once the correct dimensions are confirmed, metal sections are manually attached to the monocoque and the body is complete. Then it's into a light tunnel where surfaces are quality checked to ensure they're in pristine condition before the Aventador's body is signed off for release. As the body is ready to leave the carbon fiber plant, it's possible for the first time to see the Aventador's unique geometry taking shape. This extreme design is one of the most recognizable aspects of the Lamborghini DNA. And it's a tradition maintained and pushed forward here, at Lamborghini's Design Center, or Centro Stile. The generational leap required of the Aventador does not stop with its engineering capabilities.